Hey, everybody. My name is Michael Epstein, and welcome to our incredible Zoom that we are going to share some information with you this evening. Myself, along with my friend Sam Flake, we are what's called Pro 8 in a company called LifeVantage. We are a publicly traded company, and we are at what's called the forefront of nutrigenomics. And if you saw the beginning part, or if you saw the little flyer that I created at all, it talks about two dads sharing freedom. Shifting my glasses here. These are my Ninja Turtle glasses that I wore at my 4-year-old son's birthday party a couple of weeks ago. And so I have a 4-year-old son. I have a son in 3 weeks that is turning 2 years old. And believe it or not, I am 64 years old, married over 21 years to my wife, Paloma. You could see behind me, there's my little family there. And this information that I'm going to share with you today, my wife told me this, and you're going to find out a little detail, but she said, Michael, if you do another one of those things, I'm going to divorce you because I can't stand these things because they're not real. Well, I got to had the honors of bringing her on a stage in front of 7,500 people. When I told her, I said, "You watch. I'm going to make it to this level, and you're going to come on stage." And it was like, sure. So she went on stage in front of 7,500 people with my son, who was 10 and a half months old then, and we lived comfortably. Why? Because we have information of something that every single human being and animal absolutely needs to know about. Hey, Sam, will you mute everybody, please?
Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself again when I do that.
Okay, no problem. Sorry about that, whoever's watching this recording. So I'm going to talk about an industry. That industry, let me whisper it to you. Network marketing or multi-level marketing. So some of you will go up, I'm out of here. But before you do that, let me ask you a question. What do you really know about network marketing or multi-level marketing? Let me ask you this question, is it what you think you know? Is it that you think that this is one of those pyramid things where the person at the top makes all the money? Is it that you're thinking, well, I have to sell to my friends and family? Or is it you're thinking, I'm not a salesperson? Well, if you're thinking that, you're thinking about what you think you know about instead of what you know about. So I'm just going to briefly share about that, and let's see if it resonates. Network marketing is a $200 billion industry where it pays back the average of 40% back to the distributors. Yes, that's about $80 billion plus back to distributors into their pockets. Think of where we are in the world today with everything that has happened over the past almost 2 years. A lot has happened, and because of so much stuff happening, people have lost their jobs, people have lost their lives, people have lost their careers, people have lost tuitions, their 401ks and everything. But if they hear that word network marketing, they run. How about those people that were driving Uber when the pandemic hit? They lost their jobs. I'm a massage therapist of 47 years. You think people wanted me to touch them? Nope. My wife and I own a hair salon. Do you think people wanted us to touch their hair? I don't do hair, can you tell? No, they didn't. We got hit hard just like so many people. I like to say this. Dig the well before you're thirsty. Let me ask you this question now. Now that I got the elephant out of the room, some of you probably had turned this off and said, no, I don't want any part of it, and stay blind into this information. But those of you who are still here, this is a life changer. Now, there's a lot of companies that give this industry a bad name. But what if you had something that had the ability, let me stand up a little bit, to flip the switch inside your body where you can become the best version of yourself and create your own insurance policy within your cells all the way to the DNA level. By sharing information with other people, that's how you can make money. But let's just look about this as you just being completely a consumer for a moment. I'm going to have my friend Sam Flake, who he and I, to our wives, have been married 21 years. I have 2 children. He has 4 children. And he was a farmer, construction worker, and a school teacher. And his wife worked for a telecommunications cellular telephone company. Now, you saw on the flyer again, 2 dads. We get to raise our children. How many dads out there would like to be able to do that? Yes. If they really thought about it, every one of them. Now, I don't know if you can hear the screaming in the background, but that's my little guy, one of them. And Sam is going to share some information of a scientific breakthrough that has the ability to flip the switch on your cells, on your mitochondria, and your DNA. So Sam, please, I turn the floor over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Michael. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for hopping on or watching this recording. I'm excited to share what Michael and I have been doing for the last quite a few years, and it's completely changed our lives. We're regular guys like regular people like you guys, and we just saw an opportunity, decided to go for it. We saw a technology that Washington State University is calling the most therapeutic and preventative breakthrough, potentially the most therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And I still can't believe that they did a peer-reviewed study on NRF2 activation and said that. And so we have a NRF2 activator, the most powerful one on the market, and not even 1% of the world knows about this yet. I mean, that's the opportunity right now. And so, I'm going to kind of go into the product a little bit, go into the little bit of the science and mostly the company story, my story, the company story. And then Michael's going to kind of finish up explaining the products, the science, his story, and we'll get you guys out of here in 30 minutes. So my story is I grew up on a farm and ranch, was in construction a while, I was a school teacher, I'd never done anything like this before. And, been praying for a long time for my wife and I would be able to get more time with our kids. We got 2 kids, and got introduced to this and, looked at it kind of skeptical at first, but we're blown away once we learned what this product did and how it wasn't just another supplement, another juice. Couldn't buy it at Walmart or CVS or something for half the price. And although it was originally sold at online and then GNC and that kind of thing, and I'd never heard of a network marketing product that went from retail into network marketing. That blew me away as well. So now we have 4 kids. We've been able to travel the world. We've been able to do a lot of things. We sold our home. We bought a motor home. We took our kids around the country for 18 months. We're now back, settled again, kids in school and whatnot. Got a 16-year-old daughter and then 3 boys from one just turned 13. So I got 2 teenagers now and then a 8-year-old and a 5, almost 6-year-old. So our lives are hopping and we're moving. And actually my wife and the kids went to a play at the Gammage Auditorium at ASU, and I'm home and I'm at my brother's house. We came down to Phoenix to watch a Life Vantage event last night that Seth Mulder did, the Road to Convention tour. We have a convention coming up in October. If anybody wants to go to that, there's still a few tickets left, several tickets. But my 5-year-old is actually here with me, and he's occupied, I hope. Hopefully won't come banging down the door in a little bit. But I'm going to jump right into this. So why are we so excited about this? What is this about? What's the story here? The story, it actually goes way back to the late 1960s. And Dr. McCord was a research student at Duke University. And free radical biology, the fact that, there's all these oxidants or free radicals in our cells, and that leads to a lot of damaging things to our cells and our body, was kind of like quack science. And people just, it's kind of laughed at. Well, he and his professor co-discovered an enzyme that proved that it was real. And this was called SOD, and you don't need to know all of this, and I didn't know, it took me a long time to learn this, but just keep it real simple. It's basically an enzyme in each of our cells that flips the switch. It neutralizes 1 million free radicals per second. And our body, on average, produces something like 300 sextillion free radicals every single day. If you smoke, that goes up. If you live in a polluted area, that goes up. The food you eat, the air you breathe, radiation, all these kind of things can affect that. But this enzyme can do that. But as we age, it slows down, kind of like a piano goes out of tune over the years, a guitar goes out of tune over the years, like most musical instruments go out of tune over the years. Do you ever feel like your body is going out of tune over the years? You can raise your hand, even if you're watching the recording here. And on the screen it says I'm about to raise my hand. Man, that's got good technology there. So all of this is happening, and so this product, what it claimed is that it could basically flip that NRF2 switch, a protein that turns those back on, retunes the genes, flips switches on the genes. Nutrigenomics is a huge industry and growing. And instead of just supplementing the cells and that kind of a thing, where you can affect gene expression, that kind of thing, that's where science is going hugely now. It's a lot more tailored than just, the supplementing. And so we can't make any claims. I want to make that clear. We can't claim that this prevents, cures, treats, anything like that. But fast forward to the early 2000s, and a guy had come to Dr. McCord, who's now a professor at the University of Colorado, an idea of using natural herbs to turn back, to flip switches in the cells. And he looks at everything and kind of goes, actually, it's kind of a light bulb moment for him. He decided to give it a shot. And so as he's looking at everything, they started out with list 40 herbs and dwindled down to 5. And then they're able to get it in this exact patented recipe. You can find some of these herbs in health stores, but not in this exact recipe. And they're patented as well, which is huge for the business side. So looks at everything, and they found out in a peer-reviewed study that it reduced oxidative stress by an average of 40%. If you don't know what oxidative stress is, you need to do your homework. Look that up, study it. There's over 200,000 studies and articles on that in the National Library of Medicine's website, pubmed.gov. Fast forward, a little bit, he has a ABC Primetime News comes knocking on their door at University of Colorado. They come in, he even tests his own blood, he talks about it, finds out more about it. And usually in those reports, the CEO is walking out the back door, but this was positive. This reporter's own blood was reduced by an average was reduced 45%. Some that's been as high as 70%, the average is 40. And so the reporter, after that, it kind of became like free advertising for the company. The stock went through the roof. $5 million of orders came in. There's huge back order on product. They're going through CEOs. They're trying to figure out, there's a bunch of scientists trying to run a company. And eventually, there's even some pharmaceutical companies trying to buy the patents, but they wouldn't sell. They finally hired a consultant that had taken another nutritional company to about $500 million a year in sales. And he suggests they either sell the company or try the network marketing route. And of course, they were skeptical and, heard of the pyramid scheme and all that. But network marketing done right is one of the most powerful forms of business there. It's just word of mouth marketing. You go to a good movie, you tell somebody about it. You go to a good restaurant, you tell somebody about it. You're marketing for that company. You're just not getting paid. There's just ways that you can get paid, both by with customers, but it's not just sales. You're actually helping other people start a business for very cheap compared to most businesses. And then as you help them grow their customer and distributor base, you can get a percentage of products throughout the world. Michael and I both have customers and business partners throughout the world. So how did it get into network marketing? So it was online. There was a GNC. By the time they get manufacturing back up, it took the consultant 3 months to convince the board of directors to give it a shot. They finally convinced them. May of 2009, they officially launched the network marketing division, kind of did a side-by-side with GNC. By the end of that year, the network marketing division, word of mouth, had blown the socks off of the retail, where they're just averaging half a bottle per store per month. They're only doing about 3.5 million per year. And the first year of network marketing did 11 million, 38. Anyways, we're now, 11, 12 years into this, and we're about $240 million a year company in roughly 20 countries. Getting ready to open the Philippines, if you know anybody there. And, you know, it's looks like we got some Philippine lovers in here getting excited about that. So we're excited too. But this has transformed so many people. Now we have a ton of other products too, but that's kind of the flagship where it started. Activation. Mike will tell you a little bit more about some of the products, but the company it's publicly traded. It's on the NASDAQ. It's been featured on Times Square. They ring the bell for Times Square. They're invited up there and have our company on their Megatron, the official Real Salt Lake sponsor, front of the jersey sponsor for the Real Salt Lake Major League Soccer team. And, you know, but still not even 1% of the world or even the US knows about this yet. So it's a huge opportunity. We're educating doctors even about this. Some people have still never heard of Nerve 2 technology. But again, I'm just going to end with this before I turn it over to Michael. What Washington State University said again about Nerve 2 activation may well become the most therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And I wish I could say more, especially with what's going on in the world today. You know, we can't make any claims and stuff like that. But man, if you really understood what this product did, especially when it comes to glutathione, the master antioxidant of the body, you would put it into your body as soon as you could, put it into all of your families and everybody's body you could as soon as you could, and then learn about the other products as well. Michael?
Thank you, Sam.
I need to do a better introduction than that. So Michael, martial arts instructor, massage therapist, dad, you know, huge human heart, just loves people and has a passion for health, a passion for helping people. And I'm very excited to team up with him. Even though we're on different teams in the business, we've become good friends, and we're just going to rock this business together. We're going to help as many people along the way as we can. Anybody on any team is invited to this, by the way, every Thursday at this time. Michael?
Thank you very much, Sam. And, you know, Sam and I have grown to be incredible friends on this journey together. And there's another gentleman on this webinar here, and that is John Brooks, who's become one of my best friends. Neither one of those guys are on my team. And John and I talk with one another, and he says he has a couple friends that he'd love to introduce me to. And I was excited. In this industry, and if you've been in this industry before, you know that if somebody was to call you from another organization, they'd go, you know what, I'm sorry, but I can't help you. Unfortunately, the world is cutthroat. Our company, LifeVantage, this publicly traded debt-free company, $250 million publicly traded debt-free company, we're one big family. We don't ask what team you're on. We ask, how can we help you be the better version of you? How can we help your team be more successful? Now, this one little bottle right here. Now, a lot of the times, guys, I play a video, and when I play a video, it does the speaking for me. But I want you to get more information. First, thank that person that invited you to this Zoom, because this information is the biggest kept secret out there. This one bottle has a caplet, and the caplet looks like this packet, which is really amazing. This one little hard caplet here, if you can see that, 29 published peer-reviewed studies behind it. One of those studies saying that it reverses cardiac plaque buildup after open heart surgery. How many other things can say that? Another study says that it is proven to extend lifespan by 7%. Go to your favorite health food store and say, excuse me, where are the products that is scientifically proven to extend lifespan? And they'll go, oh, all of them. Oh yeah, well, where's the science behind it? Well, I don't know, because there isn't. Ours scientifically proven, and that was a study that was done on NRF2 activation in 2015 through Washington State University. So I'm going to briefly touch the products. We are a standalone company. And I'm just going to be candid. Most of my family members are not alive at my age, or they're on a bunch of medications. It's sad. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of longevity in my family line. But at 64 years old, being married 21 years with a 2 and 4 year, almost 2-year-old and 4-year-old children, I am on no medications. I'm extremely healthy. My blood work is amazing and my doctor just can't figure it out. Why? Because of this. In my opinion, we don't say we treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate anything. But this bottle of Protandim, it's a ratio of 5 herbs: milk thistle, liver detoxifier; turmeric, natural anti-inflammatory; green tea, naturally boosts metabolism and burns fat; bacopa, it's a white flowering plant that grows around Southern California. It enhances the enzyme production like nothing else, including glutathione up to 300%. Go look up glutathione, if you could spell that one. Glutathione up to 300%. That is one of the biggest mind blowers. And then the last herb is called ashwagandha, which is a natural brain calmer. And what Dr. McCord did over 40 years, he mixed and matched 40 different herbs and got down to 5 herbs and unblocked this genetic code, which made this protein called NRF2, the protein messenger, where it unlocks your body to make its own antioxidants, like an antioxidant enzyme factory. Because when you take one molecule of a vitamin C and neutralize one free radical, they both die. 1 and 1 is done. But what this does, one molecule of an antioxidant with this ratio that your body makes neutralizes up to 1 million free radicals per second, every second, and either upregulates or downregulates over 600 gene processes. It's like as if you're a pianist and you have somebody on the sideline consistently tuning your piano. Keeps it in balance, just like it keeps you in balance. So when this was discovered, we went to $200 million. And we went through a lot of fluctuations with our company. But we didn't know, like that fact, we didn't know what we didn't know. This is 1/3 of the Protandim. So through science and research, with the great scientists that we work with, we developed the second part, the second third of our Protandim. And it's called NRF1. And what this does, this one reduces the oxidative stress, which is debris, which creates inflammation. What NRF1 does, it repairs dysfunctional mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. When our mitochondria deplete, we deplete. When our mitochondria depletes, it creates oxidative stress and inflammation. So this goes in and combats against it. So now here's 2 parts of the pie. What's the next part? Have you guys ever heard of anybody doing intermittent fasting? Yes, it's the big fad out there. That's where they call it caloric restriction. Is it a good thing to stop eating so much food? Absolutely. But let me ask you guys this question. How many of you can go day in and day out, month in, month out, and eat 800 calories or less every single day? Probably none of you. Why? Because you'd be pulling other people's hair out besides your own. You could say, I pulled on my hair out already. We developed something with our Dr. Brian Dixon, and it's called NAD. This is our third Protandim. This activates a molecule called NAD and a protein called sirtuin. And what that does, it revs the body's ability to do what your body would do by doing intermittent fasting. So when you do caloric restriction and you eat less than 800 calories a day, it enhances your sirtuin protein and your NAD molecule by 94%. If you go to the health food store and you say, hey, I heard about this NAD thing and I want to buy some, where's your NADs? Well, when you find the NADs, they go, well, here's our NAD. I'm just using something here. Let me use this stuff called Trick Shot. This is a lubricant for like metal parts because I don't want to use my bottle of Protandim. That's a downplay. And so here it is. This is the special Holy Grail. How much does it increase the sirtuin protein in the NAD molecule? Oh, by 2%. Yep, I said that. 2% it increases it by. And it needs a precursor to help enhance it. But what our NAD does within, get this, 24 hours, it increases your sirtuin activity, your NAD molecule by 100% without caloric restriction. Now, let me state this. What's vital for you, if somebody said, well, I'm just going to take these, I'm going to keep eating my McDonald's and don't sleep regularly and don't drink much water, and I'm going to become great, right? No. This is a part of the puzzle, a big part of the puzzle, but diet, proper eating habits, proper sleep habits, drinking the right water, drinking water, all of that is so important. But when you do that and you add the 3 theories of aging, flipping the switch within inside your bodies, allowing yourself to become the best version of yourself all the way to the DNA, that's the magic. Did you know that 95 to 98% of your DNA, listen carefully, it can be altered? Because you think, well, like here, let me use this as an example. My dad died at 68 years old of heart disease. My grandfather died at my age at 64 of heart disease. My uncle just died of heart disease at 74 a few months ago. So it means it's inevitable for me to die of heart disease, right? Wrong. 2 to 5% of your DNA is embedded. The rest of it can be changed, again, by your sleep patterns, the water you drink, the food you breathe, the food you eat, the air you breathe, and how you breathe that air. All of that is important. But when you add the 3 theories of aging, the biggest kept secret, the biggest insurance policy for your health, guaranteed. Yes, that's the magic. That's why our company is where it is. We're not just a company out selling a bunch of product to get a bunch of people in to make a bunch of money. No, my wife would have pushed me down a long time ago if that's what it was. We have something else. I'm just going to talk about a couple other things. Immunity. Let's think of where we are in this world today. What are the 3 things that they talk about with this virus thing that's out there? I won't even say the word. They talk about, well, enhance your vitamin C level, enhance your vitamin D. How about D3? Enhance your vitamin D. And how about zinc? They're right. It's important. We have something we call 5 to thrive. Daily wellness. So how about zinc? And we're talking about ratios. Zinc, vitamin D3, vitamin C. Here's the additives that change everything. Elderberry extract. Go look it up. Fermented yeast. Go look it up. Those 5 aspects give your immunity the best ability to be at your optimal level, even through people being sick around you. And it's 1 capful of this a day in a bottle of water like this. And this is alkaline water, Carlsbad water, if you've ever heard of it. You drink that, it gives your body what it needs. Something else. We have something called Axio. So how many of you out there drink Red Bull, Rockstar, 5 Hour Energy, or Monster every single day? How about 2 or 3 or 4 of them? I hope you do. Don't drink that stuff. It's terrible for you. What if there was an energy drink that was an executive energy drink that affected body awareness, mind awareness, without jitters, without blast off, without crashing? It gave you cognitive function, L-theanine, quercetin, DMEA, New Zealand pine bark extract, and it's sweetened with monk fruit and stevia, and the caffeine. Hey, Sam, maybe mute there a second. The caffeine comes from not just a green tea, but it comes from an extremely high source of green tea extract. I personally was on the team with the scientist that developed it. I was one of 6 people that he had on his team, and I have packets that are just white packets of this stuff. Now we have several flavors, and we have a decaf. The more you drink this, the better it is. So in this bottle right here is some of this and some of our prebiotic and our daily wellness, which is a postbiotic. And we have a probiotic that has a covering that's called BioTrack that protects it from the acids of your stomach from breaking it down, so it actually gets to the microbiome of your gut. Gut health is vital. When you have an unhealthy gut, you have an unhealthy body, which affects your mind. You can have an unhealthy mind and you could, believe it or not, still have a healthy body. But if you have an unhealthy gut, it affects everything. The inflammation around your vital organs, your visceral gut fat is deadly. And we also have a fat burn that's blood orange, citrus base, that works with cutting that visceral gut fat. And just a couple other quick things, because I don't want to get into products. I'm just giving you the highlights. How many people would rather take care of their animals than themselves? Probably most people that have animals. We have something called Pet Tandem. Has Protandim, has collagen, has omega-3 in it. And this is amazing. There's a lot of scientific studies on Pet Tandem. You could look it up. We'll get you the information. We have an omega-3 that when you bite into it, I want you to think of this. Go to the store, go to your cabinet and take one of your vitamin C's and bite into it and see how it tastes. You'll spit it out, right? When you bite into ours, it tastes like lemon lime. Why? Because when omega-3s are processed, they sit in oxygen. They're oxidated for about 48 to 72 hours, and then they capsulate it. So they're capsulating rancid omega-3. Ours, from the time that the fish is caught, it's a cold process to its capsulation is less than 6 hours. It's high in omega-3s, low in, or much lower in omega-6s and 9s is what you need to increase the essential fatty acids for the keep 1 and the keep 2. Now, I sound like I'm a scientist. I just have a science mind. And when I talk to people about this information, I meet people where they are, because someone will look at me when you go back to that little thing called network marketing and say, you know what, Michael, I could never do what you do. So I want everybody to try this. Go like this. Everybody do this with your fingers, because I could see several of you. Come on, guys. Go like this, go like this, go like this, and go like this. All you have to do is push play for somebody. That's it. Because you send them information that even if you're sick, you're sleeping or whatever, they can still see it and it'll say the same thing. And like what Sam was talking about, get in front of that ABC investigative report from 2005 from John Quinones and watch it, where it's scientifically proven to reduce oxidative stress on an average by 40%. We used to say average, but now it's by 40% in 30 days in 100% of the people. We've also combined with a CBD company. We have a skincare product that is unbelievable. Why? Because it has NRF2 activation. Now I'm gonna scare some of you. I'm gonna move a little bit. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Remember, 64 years old. Here's somebody coming in. 64 years old. Where? And I'm an athlete. Been outside all my life. Where are all my wrinkles? I'm just doing this because I know I have this line right here. But where are my wrinkles? When you activate the largest organ with our skincare, and you use the combination of our beauty serum that is combined with CBD, the highest source of CBD, it's unbelievable. See, to end, we have something that every single person needs. All you have to do I want you to pay attention. Have a dream. Have a massive burning desire to achieve that dream. Know what your purpose is in life. Be willing to do what most people are not willing to do. And you will have what most people don't even dream about, wish they had. You know, wish this, I wish I can have that. But what actions are they willing to put in? You see, I've been a massage therapist most of my life, trading time for money. When I had a body on my massage table, 47 years of massage therapy, I was getting paid. I'm a Kung Fu master, 4th degree black belt in the martial arts. When I had a student in front of me, I was getting paid. When neither one of those things were happening, I wasn't making money. How many of you that are watching this, whether it's live or whether it's a recording, how many of you can relate to that? Trading time for money. Let me ask you this. I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm going a little over time because it's that important. I'm going to gift you. This is a hypothetical thing. This isn't real. I'm going to put $5 million in each one of your bank accounts. Show of your hands that have see people that I can see there. How many people would like $5 million? Tax-free. Your hands. Okay. So the rest of you are liars. No, I can't. Everybody that I could see, raise your hand. So that's great. So there's one stipulation. I want you to think of the sickest day that you've ever had in your life. Flu, hopefully not coronavirus, broken foot, leg, arm, food poisoning, hangover, whatever you could think, you know, sitting, holding on to that throne like it's your best friend, unfortunately. Okay. Now I want you to, here's the stipulation. You have to live the rest of your life that sick or feeling that pain. Do you still want the $5 million? I never see a hand go up. Why? Because the bottom line, your health is that important. Money is money is as important as oxygen. We need it. But if you don't have your health, money doesn't mean anything. Ask Steve Jobs. Yeah. That's the hard part. So thank you for taking the time to see this information. There's a lot more that I can tell you. Timing is everything. Right now, think of it if it's the right timing in your life. Is it your high noon? How many people do you know, if you shared this and plugged them into our system that teaches people this system, not you being the teacher? And let's say you shared it with 50 people. And out of the 50 people, 5 people said yes to you. And out of the 5 people that said yes to you, 1 person ended up making you $10,000 a month. Is it worth it? See, Sam and I are what's called Pro 8s in the company. We have from Pro 1 to actually Pro 10, and then Executive Pro 11 and Presidential Pro 12. We don't even have a presidential yet. But as Pro 8s, we're a publicly traded company, so we have full income disclosure. The average Pro 8 makes $25,000 a month. And I didn't stutter. As a massage therapist and a martial arts instructor, I was lucky if I was making between $3,500 and $4,000 a month. And living in Orange County, California, hard to admit, but I ended up having to borrow money without my wife even knowing it. So my ego wasn't so damaged to be able to survive. But I knew that this industry of network marketing was viable. I knew that more people become millionaires when they get behind their dream and help others become successful. And I didn't listen to my wife. And I hate saying it, I love you, honey, the naysayers. And a lot of family members have naysayers out there as well. But if you dig your well before you're thirsty and you know what you have in your hand, you know that you have an activator, you know that you have something that every single person needs that shifts their health, You're giving your secrets away to help people. And if you don't share this information, I just say this, shame on you. BlackRock and Vanguard are behind us. Aaron Brockovich is one of our biggest contributors financially. BlackRock and Vanguard are trillion-dollar investment companies. Why do they want to be part of us? If you look at the Real Salt Lake soccer team out of Utah, what does it say across their jersey? LifeVantage. We have a contract with them. And also, I'd like to acknowledge another person, Mia, on here. Amazing friend of mine out of Boston, who's also been married 21 years, just celebrated hers with her and her husband. Professional musicians there. Her sister's a Pro 8 out of Arizona. We become a family. She's not on my team either, but she's my LifeVantage family, and I'd do anything to help her. So, and Rita Gold there too, you know, and it's like, we're a family. We're all here to help you. So I'm going to have this as a recording. So if you're hearing me say that, yes, this is a recording. Share this with people. Plug them into me. You can get a hold of me personally. I will help in any way I can. I know we're opening. We've got some people that are ready to open up the Philippines. It's amazing when you're opening up a new country. That's so they're Dr. Steve Costello, and I don't know his gentleman's friend, their name, but this is the right place, the right time, with the right company, with the right leadership, with the right products, and with the right people. So thank the person that thought enough of you for getting you on this or watching this video. And thank yourself for taking the time to be here as well. My name is Michael Epstein. I'm a grateful Pro 8 with this company called LifeVantage, and may God bless all of you, and we'll see you at the top.